Good morning, students. This is your mathematics class of grade 8, chapter 8, comparing quantities, lecture number 3. Let us see today's topics. In this lecture, we shall review or we shall recapitulate the previous concepts. Then we will have a look on the concept of overhead expenses. So first of all, we will revise what we have discussed in the previous lecture, and then we will learn the new concept of overhead expenses. Let us revise. Here we have learnt about selling price. The price at which an article is sold by a dealer is called selling price. So what do you mean by a selling price? The price at which article is being sold by a dealer, this is your selling price, that is SP. Next comes the cost price, the price at which an article is purchased by a dealer is called cost price. Let us see an example. Suppose you have purchased an article of rupees 200. So this is the cost price because you have purchased it, you have paid for that article, so that will be the cost price. So here in this 200 is the cost price. And if you are selling the same item or same article for rupees 250, here 250 will be the selling price, that is SP. Then in this case, if selling price is more than the cost price, here selling price is 250, cost price is 200, then you will earn a profit of 250 rupees. Then you will earn a profit of 250 rupees. So profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. That is, if selling price of an article is more than its cost price, then the dealer makes a profit. Like I gave you an example here. If you are purchasing an article for rupees 200, but you are giving or selling that particular item or particular article for rupees 250, here 250 is the selling price, 200 is the cost price, and SP, that is selling price, is more than CP, so profit will be there, and profit will be calculated like this: selling price minus cost price, and in this case 250 was the selling price, 200 was the cost price, so 50 rupees profit will be there. And or you can say you have earned a profit of rupees 50 in the example which I have given you. So selling price is the price at which an article is sold by a dealer. Cost price is the price at which an article is purchased by a dealer. Profit, if selling price of an article is more than its cost price, then the dealer makes a profit. Profit can be given as selling price minus cost price. Now coming to loss, if selling price of an article is less than its cost price, then the dealer suffers a loss. Suppose you are purchasing an article for rupees 200, but you are selling the same at a loss of rupees 180, at a price of rupees 180, then in this case cost price was 200, you have paid it more, you have paid more for that article, that is 200, but you are getting 180 rupees. So in this case selling price of an article, that is 180 here, is less than the cost price. Cost price here is 200, so the dealer suffers a loss, or you will be having a loss of rupees 20. I hope this is clear to you. Now, so loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. So it will be cost price minus selling price. Cost price was 200 in this example which I have given you, minus SP, that was 180. So you will be getting a loss of rupees 20. Then profit percent. Profit percent is given by profit over CP into 100%. I told you that profit percent and loss percent both are calculated on cost price. So here in the case of profit percent, profit over CP into 100%, this is the formula. Using this you can calculate the profit percent. Loss percent can be calculated with the formula loss over CP into 100%. That will give you loss percent. So loss is the if selling price of an article is less than the cost price, then the dealer suffers a loss. Loss will be given by cost price minus selling price. Then profit percent formula, profit over CP into 100%, loss percent, loss over CP, that is cost price into 100%. Now, how SP, CP and profit percent are related? I told you one formula relating all these three, that is SP is the selling price, CP is the cost price and profit percent is maybe given to you. Then out of these three, if any one is unknown to you, you can find it using this formula, or you can simply do it with your own way which you have learnt in previous class. Here SP is selling price, CP is cost price, profit we are taking P percent, then SP will be given by 100 plus P. Here P here is profit percent over 100 is into SP. Then CP in terms of, if I will be writing this formula in terms of CP, then it will be SP into 100 over 100 plus P. Okay, so SP, CP and profit percent, whenever all these three are given to you and you are supposed to find out any one unknown out of these three, then you can use either of these formulas in terms of SP and in terms of CP. Coming to how SP, CP and loss percent are related. We have learned another formula relating SP, CP and loss percent. In the previous formula, we have seen how SP, CP and profit percent are related, and now in this we will see how SP, CP and loss percent are related. Here SP is selling price, CP is the cost price, loss is given by loss percent. If loss is given to you in percentage, then it will be loss percent. Here this is the formula. SP will be given by 100 minus loss percent over 100 into CP. CP will be given by SP into 100 over 100 minus loss percent. Using this equation only, we have come to, or we have calculated this CP. We have written this formula simply in terms of CP. So SP selling price, CP is the cost price, loss is the loss in percentage if it is given to you, then you can use either of these formulas to get the unknown quantity and unknown or the amount or whatsoever it is. If it is percentage, loss percentage is unknown, then you can calculate it. If CP is unknown, then you can calculate it. Likewise, you can use CP, SP and profit percent formula and this CP, SP and loss percent formula also. Now, coming to overheads. What do you mean by overheads? As the name indicates, something is extra. Something seems to be extra in this word, that is overheads. Let us see what does it mean. The expenses which add extra value to the cost of a commodity, that is, which add extra value to the cost of price of a commodity, which include shipping, delivery charges of commodity, that is an article, insurance, repairs, rent, taxes, etc. These extra expenditures are known as overhead expenses or overheads. So, what are overheads? The expenses which add extra value to the cost price of the commodity. Cost price of the commodity, which includes shipping, delivery charges of commodity, insurance, repairs, rent, etc. And these expenditures are known as overhead expenses or overheads. And you must have, this is a very practical example, whenever you purchase anything from any shop, or say for example, these days online shopping is very very in trend. So if you are purchasing anything from online sites, or you are doing online shopping, then they include shipping charges in that, and that is included in the cost price of the particular commodity or particular article which you are purchasing. Or if you are purchasing any article from a distant place, then the amount which you are paying extra for the transportation of that particular article, that will be added to the cost price what you have purchased, what you have paid earlier. So the expenses which add extra value to the cost price of a commodity, which include shipping, delivery charges of the commodity, insurance, repairs, rent, taxes, etc. These extra expenditures are known as overhead expenses or overheads only. Now, for example, if an article is purchased for rupees 570 and rupees 30 are being spent on its transportation, then the total cost of the article will be this. These were the 30 were spent on the transportation, 570 was the actual cost price of the article. So now the cost price will be 600. If the dealer sells it for rupees 645 and SP here is 645, then the profit will be, as SP is greater than CP. So 645 minus 600 will give you 45 rupees. Then profit percent will be 45 over 600. 600 was the cost price. We have not taken here 570. As I told you that transportation charges, that is an overhead expense, that will be added to 570 rupees, and now this profit percent will be calculated on this 600 rupees, not on 570 rupees. So 45 over 600 into 100% will give you 15 over 2%, that will be 7.5%. So if the article is purchased for rupees 570 and rupees 30 are being spent on its transportation, then the total cost of the article will be 570 plus 30, that will be 600 rupees in total. If the dealer sells it for rupees 645 and profit, you will be first calculating profit because SP is greater than CP in this case. So profit will be there, and then profit percent, and percent will be calculated on 600, not on 570. So thus overheads, if any, are always added to the original cost to get the total cost, as we have seen in the previous example, and then the profit or the loss percentage is being calculated on the total cost price. So overheads, if any are there, then they will be added to the original cost to get the total cost, and the profit or the loss percentage calculated on the total cost price. Now coming to the homework part. Your homework is, you are supposed to complete question 6 of exercise 8.1 in your homework notebook, and then complete exercise 8.2 till question number 7 in homework notebook. I gave you the homework as question number 6 of exercise 8.1, then I will be discussing right now in this lecture, and then 8.2 exercise you are supposed to complete till question number 7 of this chapter number 8, comparing quantities. Now coming to homework solutions of exercise 8.1. Question 6. Let us see at what is question 6. If 60% of the people in a city like cricket, 30% like football, and the remaining like other games, then what percent of the people like other games? First of all, you need to tell the percentage of the people who like other games apart from these two games. If the total number of the people is 50 lakhs, find the exact number who like each type of game. First of all, we need to find the percent of the people who like other game, and then number of the people who like each type of game we need to tell. Let us see how we will do. Solution is, number of people who like cricket. First of all, first game is cricket given to you, and number of people we need to find because total number we have, that is 50 lakhs. So 60% of 50 lakhs, 60% of the people like cricket. 60 over 100 as percentage sign is there, and it is a special fraction in which the denominator is always 100. So it will be like this. Then it will be equal to 30 lakhs. So the number of people who like cricket are 30 lakhs. Number of people who like football, this is the percentage of the people given to you. So 30% of 50 lakhs will give you 30 over 100 into 50 lakhs, and it will be 15 lakhs in total. So the number of people who like football are 50 lakhs. Then since the whole is considered as 100 percentage, as we know that 100 percentage is the whole considered here, and then we need to find the percentage of the people who like other games. 100% was the total, 60% like cricket, 30% like football. So we have added these two and subtracted from 100% to get the percentage of the people who like other games. So the number of people who like other games, we have calculated the percentage. Now we need to find the number of people who like other games. So it will be 10% of 50 lakh. Simple as this, because we have calculated the percentage. So it will be 10 over 100 into 50 lakh, that will be 5 lakh. Hence, the percentage of the people who like other games 10%, number of people who like cricket 30 lakhs, number of people who like football 15 lakhs, number of people who like other games, that is 5 lakh, and total will be 50 lakhs. 50 lakh was the total number given to us, and hence this is the solution. Coming to exercise 8.2, a man got a 10% increase in his salary if his new salary is 1,54,000. Find his original salary. We need to find the original salary of this man who is getting a 10% increase in the salary. Let us see. Let us suppose the original salary be Y. We do not know the original salary, so let us suppose we are taking it Y. You can take any other variable also. Percentage increase given to us is 10%. Obviously, if percentage increase is given to you, then how you will do? You will be adding this percentage increase. First of all, you will calculate the percentage increase and then add it to the original salary, and that will be equal to the new salary. See how. Therefore, the original salary obviously plus increment in the salary, that will be equal to the new salary. What we are getting, the original salary plus increment in that salary will give you the original salary plus increment in the salary, that will be calculated on the original salary, that will be equal to the new salary. So we have taken original salary as Y plus increment is 10%. So 10% of Y, that will be equal to 1,54,000. That is the new salary given to you. So I am explaining the equation again. As here in this case, new salary is given to us and increase is being given to us, and we have taken original salary as Y. Percentage increase is 10%. Therefore, original salary, that is Y, plus 10% of Y, because increment will always be calculated on the original salary, and then we will be getting the new salary. This is the equation. Now Y plus 10 over 100 into Y, that will be equal to 1,54,000. You will be taking the LCM here, that will be 100Y plus 10Y, that will be equal to 1,54,000. Here it will be 110 over 100Y is equal to 1,54,000. So Y will be equal to 1,54,000 into 100 over 110. Then after solving, you will be getting the original salary as 1,40,000. So 1,40,000 plus 10% increase, that is 10% of 1,40,000, will give you the total salary of 1,54,000. So coming to second question, on Sunday 845 people went to zoo. On Monday only 169 people went. What is the percentage decrease in the people visiting the zoo on Monday? We need to tell the percentage decrease of the people visiting the zoo on Monday, and we have learnt one formula relating to this concept. Let us see. Solution is number of people visited zoo on Sunday 845. Number of people visited zoo on Monday 169. As there is a decrease in the number of people visiting zoo, if we will compare from Sunday to Monday, then we will find that there is a percentage decrease, and we need to find that percentage decrease. We have learned this formula, that percentage decrease is equal to decrease in value over original value into 100%. First of all, we need to find the decrease in value, how much number of people have been decreased on Monday. Then original value we know, that is 845 into 100%. So decrease in the number of people will be 845 minus 169, that will give you 676. So these many people have been decreased as compared to Sunday. On Monday these many people visited the zoo. So this was the decrease in the number of people, that is 845 minus 169, that will be equal to 676. We want percentage decrease in the number of people, and we know the formula, that the formula is decrease in the value or decrease in the number of the people over original value into 100%. So decrease in the number of people is 676. We have calculated original value is 845 into 100% because we want the answer in percentage. So it will be 676 into 100% over 845. After solving, you will be getting 80%. So the percentage decrease in the people visiting the zoo on Monday is equal to 80%. Coming to question number 3, a shopkeeper buys 80 articles for rupees 2400. Shopkeeper buys, so here the cost price of 80 articles is given to you, and he is selling them at a profit of 16%, and we need to find the selling price of one article. Here the number of articles are 80, so we need to be careful about this, and we want the SP of one article only. So solution will be cost price of 80 articles, it is given to us, that is 2400. Then profit percentage is given to us, that is 16%. Selling price formula, here I have used the formula, or I will be showing you the another way also how you can do in simple way. Here first case I am taking using the formula. Selling price is given by 100 plus profit percent over 100 into CP. Simply you are supposed to put the values. This is the formula. And then CP of 80 articles will be 100 plus 16 as per profit percentage is given to you over 100 into CP is 2400. So it will be 2784. But we want the selling price of one article. So this will be divided by 80. 2784 will be divided by 80 to give you 34.80 rupees. So here the first case I have taken here, I have solved it using the formula. Now let us see the second case, which most of the students use it. So SP is equal to CP plus profit, we know this, and we know that profit is given to you in percentage. So SP is equal to CP plus profit percent, that is 16% of CP, and CP is given to you as 2400 plus 16 over 100 into 2400, because we need to calculate the profit percent on CP. Then it will be 2400 plus 384, that will be giving you 2784 as SP. So 2784 is the SP. Then we need to find the SP of one article. Simply 2784 will be divided by 80 to give you 34.80. So both the ways I have shown you, it is up to you. You can use any of the way in which you are comfortable. You can use any of the way out of these two. So coming to question number 5, here a VCR and TV were bought for rupees 8000 each. VCR is basically a video cassette recorder, and TV, they are being purchased for rupees 8000 each. The shopkeeper made a loss of 4% on the VCR and profit of 8% on the TV. We need to find the gain or the loss percent on the whole transaction. So here two items are being purchased by a shopkeeper for rupees 8000 each. So the CP in both the case is same, that is 8000 rupees, and on one he is making a loss of 4%, that is on VCR he is making a loss of 4%, and he is making a profit of 8% on the TV. So we need to find the gain or the loss percent on the whole transaction. Let us see. I have divided this question into two cases, as there are two articles or the two products to be which have been purchased by that person. So case 1 I have taken here VCR. So CP of VCR is rupees 8000. On VCR he is incurring a loss of 4%. So loss percent on the VCR is 4%. SP of VCR is equal to CP minus loss percent of CP. Okay. We know this formula. So 8,000 minus 4% of 8,000. Loss percent is 4%. CP is 8,000. So SP will be CP minus loss percent of CP, that is 8,000 minus 4% of 8,000. So it will be 8,000 minus 4% of 4 over 100 into 8,000. So it will be 8,000 minus 320. It will be 7,680. So for VCR, we have calculated SP as 7,680. Case 2, let us see in case of TV what will be the SP. CP is given to you as 8,000. Profit is 8%. And we know that SP of TV will be given by CP plus profit percent of CP. So putting the values, it will be 8,000 plus 8 over 100 into 8,000. CP is 8,000. So 8,000 plus 8 over 100 into 8,000. So it will be 800 plus 640 after solving it. So it will be 8,640. So SP of TV is 8,640. So total SP will be given by SP of VCR plus SP of TV. It will be 7,680 plus 8,640. We have calculated separately in both the cases, VCR as well as in case of TV. So total will be 16,320. Now total CP we know that CP of VCR plus CP of TV, we know this, that is 8,000 plus 8,000, that is 16,000. So total SP is 16,320. Total CP is 16,000. As you can see clearly that SP is greater than CP, so it will be a case of profit. So since SP is greater than CP, therefore it is a case of profit. Total profit will be calculated like this. Total SP minus total CP will give you total profit. So this is the profit that shopkeeper has made. So profit percent will be calculated. Profit over CP into 100. Profit is 320 over 16,000 was the total CP, because we need to find the gain or the profit loss percent over the whole transaction. So we have taken CP, total CP here, that will be 16,000. So it will be 2%. So the shopkeeper gains 2% on the whole transaction. So first of all, we have calculated total SP, then total CP was given to us. Then accordingly, we have added the SP of both the cases. First of all, we have calculated them separately and then added them to get the total SP, and then we have calculated profit and then profit percent. Coming to next question, a milkman sold 2 of his buffaloes for rupees 20,000 each. So here SP is given to us now. In the previous case CP was given, here SP is given to us. On one he made a gain of 5% and on the other a loss of 10%. Find his overall gain or loss. Here in this case SP is given. On one he is making a gain of 5%, on the other he is getting a loss of 10%. We need to find overall gain or loss. Case 1 same, I have divided this again into two cases. SP is given to us for one of the buffalo, it is given to us 20,000. Gain percent it is given as 5%. We need to find out CP. Here I have used the formula which I told you, you can do another way also. So SP, in terms of SP, the formula is 100 plus profit percent over 100 into CP. This is the formula in case of SP. Then in case of I have put the values, that is SP is given to you as 20,000. Profit percent after adding to 100, it will be 105 over 100 into this CP. So if I am writing this formula in terms of CP, it will be 100 into 20,000 over 105. That will give you 19,047.62, decimal 62. So this will be the CP in first case. Coming to second case, coming to the case of second buffalo, in which there is a loss of 10%. And SP as in both these cases is same, so it is same 20,000 loss 10%. We need to calculate the CP. So here SP will be given by 100 minus loss percent over 100 into CP, as it is a loss, so it will be subtracted. So the values, 20,000 is equal to 90 over 100 into CP. If I write this formula in terms of CP, it will be like this: 20,000 into 100 over 90, then it will be 22,222 decimal 22.22. So this is the CP. In second case, now total cost price of 2 buffaloes. In the previous case, this was the CP. In this case, this is the CP. So we need to find the total cost price. Adding these two, you will be getting 41,269 decimal 84. So total selling price of 2 buffaloes is 40,000, as it was given in the question. Since SP is less than CP or CP is greater than SP, that it is a case of loss. So here in this case, loss, it is a case of loss. So loss is given by CP minus SP. Putting the values, 41,269.84 minus 40,000, as this was the total SP. So this is the answer, that is loss will be 1,269 decimal 84. So this is the loss, and you must have mentioned it in rupees. You need to mention it in rupees because in this case we are not supposed to find the loss percent. So this is the loss of rupees 1,269 decimal 84. So children, I hope you have understood all the questions, and now on the basis of the concepts or the topic which I have covered here in this lecture, you are supposed to complete this exercise 8.2 till question number 7, and VAT and GST questions which are given in your exercise 8.2 are not to be done. Other than those, till question number 7 you are supposed to complete exercise 8.2 and 8.1 also. I have discussed all the questions, and both these exercises are should be completed by you. Thank you so much.